It has been said that desperate times call for desperate measures. If what you've been doing about your need has not worked, it's time to do something different. I want to tell you a story from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 1, verses 40 through 45. In Bible days, if a person had a blemish on their skin, they were to be separated from everyone until they were well. Then they would go to the priest who had the authority to declare them clean of the disease, and then they were allowed to go back to their families as before. Then there was also leprosy that was incurable. The person who would have leprosy would never be able to go back to their family and friends. He would be separated for the rest of his life. There was a man who was a leper who came to Jesus one day. The Jewish law required lepers to be separated from the public, and if a person who was not a leper happened to come close to that leper, the leper was to cry out, "Unclean, unclean," so the person would know not to come any closer. Not only did this man have a terminal or incurable disease, but he suffered the humiliation of having to cry out those words so anyone could hear. In the Bible, leprosy is a physical disease, but it's also considered to be a type or a representation of sin. This man was desperate. He knew he was going to die unless he had a miracle. Evidently, he had heard of Jesus and the healings and miracles that he had performed. Knowing his prognosis, he came to Jesus in desperation. His religious teaching told him he could not get close to a person who did not have leprosy. But he was so desperate that perhaps he took the attitude, "What do I have to lose?" As sensible as his religious teaching was, it did not provide a cure for his condition. What did he have to lose? When he came to Jesus, he knelt down and made a statement. As he humbled himself before Jesus, he said, "If you will, you can make me whole or make me clean." Jesus understood the statement as a request made in faith. The man knew Jesus had the power to heal him if he would just do it. While he is humbly kneeling, Jesus was moved with compassion. Compassion is more than sympathy. It's a moving in your inner being, your inward being, greater than pity or sympathy. It's when the situation is so revolting to your inner being, it moves you to do something about the situation. Jesus responded by reaching out his hand and touching the man. That was against the religious laws too. When Jesus touched him, that made Jesus unclean, and he was supposed to be separated also. Not only was the leper going against the religious law, but so was Jesus. When Jesus touched him, he said, "I will be clean." The man was instantly healed. You see, Jesus fulfilled the Old Testament law and ushered in what the Bible says is a new and better covenant. What the law could not do for a person, Jesus does. The man came to Jesus desperate, but he left Jesus healed and happy, rejoicing and telling others what Jesus had done for him. He had humility. He knelt. He had faith. He said, "You can if you will." And he had gratitude. He told others what the Lord had done. Are you desperate for your need to be met? Go to Jesus with humility and faith. You can leave rejoicing and so grateful you will tell others what he's done for you. Be blessed and keep close to Jesus.